and said, before I leave this earth, I want to go down with a ring on my finger, and I'm willing to purchase whatever, whenever, however. Why is he not that way? Oh, my man Jay left. Anyway, Felix, what's up, baby? You on mute.
What's up, Coach? I'm going to disagree with you on this one.
Talk to me, man.
Agree with you.
Matter of fact, real quick, shout out. This is Felix from Canton. We talk about the NFL. We were talking about the fantasy league. This is my man Felix right here that came on the show. Kicked some butt this season, real quick, Felix. You kicked some butt in the fantasy league.
Campus2Canton.com, in the building. I wanted to take it away, and it was just tough. I think Miss Pink got me at the end.
Susie Pink.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
all right. So you disagree. Talk to me. Why?
I disagree with you because I think that we too often look at the NFL as an upgrade. And how often is it? Like if you go to one of these now, Dallas Cowboys, this is a great franchise, right? But one of the things that makes Coach Prime is that he makes anything that he touches cool. So you went to Colorado. How many Colorado shirts, gear, all of that stuff do you see on the streets now? I got some myself. That white, that gold. And as Coach Prime, he has a shot at any player. We love Juju Lewis. They bring in Caden Salter from Liberty. Coach, I think you're really going to like Joseph Williams, a freshman that they brought from Tulsa who goes up and gets the ball like Des Bryant. Is a true freshman last year. He's going to be like the Will Shepherd role in 2025. Okay. Like you get a shot at all of those players. When you go to any NFL franchise, you don't get a shot at all those players. Now, does that mean that he doesn't deserve the opportunity with Dallas? Of course he deserves it. There have been coaches who didn't deserve it, who got to that opportunity. They tend to look a certain way, Eric Bieniemy should have been a head coach right now. Jim Caldwell should have been a head coach again.
Jim Caldwell.
The Lions to 2 playoff appearances. But I think too often we look at that next job like it's an upgrade, and I don't necessarily think so. I think that there are so many things going right for him at Colorado. He could be the Mike Krzyzewski or Tom Izzo or Nick Saban at Colorado, for the 20 years. And I think just for me personally, like stability and certainty, I prefer that over kind of the flash of going to Dallas. Plus, again, anybody I want Phil Lodeholt on the sideline, he's my offensive line coach. I want Warren Sapp at defensive line, he's my defensive line coach. There's so much flexibility that you have in that position. And he runs the school now. So that's why I would stay at Colorado.
Okay, so before I bring in the other people coming out, I want to say a couple of things. And I appreciate these conversations.
I want to respond too, Coach.
Yeah. No problem. How do I start? I started, so I want to be careful with my words. I'm trying not to be. It's 2025. I put down my hater card. Colorado going 12-0. Here's what I want to say. I hear all that. Still can sell jerseys and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But I think that's a different avenue, but I'm cool. You talked about bringing in, I want Phil Lodeholt as my coach. I want this person as my coach. From my understanding, and you correct me if I'm wrong, outside of the coaches that he kind of brought from Jackson State and maybe the Warren Sapp hire, everybody else seemed to be recommended to him. Phil Lodeholt, recommended. The defensive coordinator, Robert Livingston, recommended. Sean Lewis, recommended. Kelly, recommended. I'm talking about those kind of guys are recommended. And I think that still will hold true in the NFL. And that's okay because his coaching Rolodex may not be as deep. However, I think it gets deeper if you go to the NFL because that's where a lot of his ties are. A lot of his ties are NFL guys and coaches that are now willing to say, I will make this lateral move in the NFL But Prime, I ain't willing to come. I ain't even willing to leave an NFL job, come to Colorado. You dealing with recruiting, flying all over the country, NIL, transfer portal. But I'm dealing with 53 people, 7 people in my room, 8 people in my room. They grown men. That I think his coaching Rolodex gets bigger in the NFL. So I say that to say, I hear what you're saying, but I think he's tied more to the NFL coaching aspect where he can reach back and say, I want X, Y, and Z. And they're willing to come because it's not a loss in the sense of the type of coaching you're doing. You see what I'm saying? Because when he was at Jackson State, correct me if I'm wrong again, please. What names of substance, and that's the wrong word, what names, the high profile names did he get to come to Jackson State? Well, some people say Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer was out of job. Pat Shurmur showed up to Colorado because he didn't have a job and he lived in Denver. If he lived in LA, would he be showing up to Colorado? Probably not. So that's where I think his coaching Rolodex gets bigger, just because that's the world he lived in for so long. And then if the studio want to say something, then I'll bring the other folks in.
No, I was just going to say his argument made me believe that his job security is a little better in college because let's be honest, winning is the best job security in football. So, but I could say Colorado has a curve, more of a curve than Dallas. They're not going to take 3 bad seasons in Dallas as much as they will accept 3 kind of off seasons in Colorado. So you got to. I
don't think Prime believe he can lose though. I don't.
I understand that, but just looking at it as us looking at it, fans, do we think? It just depends on his job security and how he's looking at it. Like you said, he think he can win, so he ain't thinking like that. So he's probably like, yeah, I don't know. What you think his biggest?
I don't think. I don't think he cares about job security. I don't think that's
the biggest deal breaker. Then I don't think so either. You're right. What's his biggest deal breaker to make him say, "Yeah, I'll take it"? What you think it'll be?
It's his kids. It's the opportunity to. Yeah, it's the opportunity.
If Jerry says I can work out a trade with whoever, whatever to get Shiloh and Shedeur on this team, guess what? U-Haul backing up tomorrow. Beep, beep. But here's what I'll say, and I'll bring the other guys in. The reason I say, like when people bring up job security, again, when I look at a person like Coach Prime, this is currently his profession, but this ain't his end-all be-all, right? He's not a lifer. You know what I mean? Like in the coaching profession. The man got in this job at 50 years old. I'm collegiate coaching, I'm saying. He was 50. So if I go to New York and it works, great. If it doesn't work, bruh, it doesn't work. That's cool. I don't think Coach Prime gonna coach till he like Joe Paterno and Bobby Bowden, and you got to roll them up out of there. I don't believe he thinks like that. And that's just my thought. Let me bring these other guys in right here. We got my man. Oh, we got Jay, the Ohio player in the building. And we got my man Cuban Kane. He back for round 17 of this butt whooping. Talk to us, fellas. What's up, man?
What up, Coach?
What's up, guy? Keep playing, player. Talk to me. What's up?
Hey,
what's y'all thoughts?
Hey, what's up? I'm gonna backtrack just a tad. Even though I like Coach Freeman and I think can make history, I'm still from Ohio and go Ohio State Buckeyes, national champs. I'm gonna get that out.
You got my slap button.
Hey, don't hate. But Coach Prime, that's a good offer, but he did make a statement, even though he did say, statements like that in video and what they said before really don't matter. But I think he got an invested interest in Colorado, and he has 100% leeway, there. And that speaks volumes because let's be honest, he ain't gonna have it in Dallas or anywhere else. And Jerry Jones, like I said, he's a power guy, and he's not gonna sit back quietly. I'm hoping, like in the future, we'll see. But for right now, I think he's comfortable at Colorado. He got a lot of great recruits coming in. A lot of people, invested in the program. That's the most popular college football team in the world, not just the nation, but the world. And I think, him having 100%, full control is going to sway him to stay because he knows he's not going to get that anywhere else. And, the NFL, let's say I love the league, but it's not loyal at all. We see what happened to Coach Mayo and Coach Pierce. You could be one and done, especially if you're losing. I like Shador, but Shador, they're going to be backtracking a little bit, trying really rebuilding. If they draft Shador, he's going to have to get time to develop and everything. And, Shiloh, like I said, yeah, but there's no guarantee Shiloh going to be around. Some teams could be spiteful and pick him, and that could cause some, controversy. So I think for right now, Coach Prime, is, made Colorado prime time. He got 100%, control over there. And I don't think he's hurting for any type of money. He got like 89 different brands, and I think Colorado may make him one of the, if not the highest paid coach in college football. That's pretty much my take on it, So.
Okay, I'll just say this real quick, just a real quick rebuttal. Mm-hmm. People get it misunderstood. College ain't they ain't forgiving either. They fire you too. Dog, look at Mike Gundy. Been there, Mike Gundy in his 18 years or whatever at Oklahoma State, he missed a bowl game his very first year and last year. And they was ready to fire that dude. Think about it. In the 17 years in between the end and the beginning, he's been to a bowl game at least every year. And last year they had a crap season for whatever reason that is. And they talking about firing, renegotiate his contract, all this blah, 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 blah. I'm just saying, it's all business. I just think that, I hear what you're saying, but I don't want people to think it's that much leeway between the two leagues. Because I do think that. Cuban, talk to us, man.
It's elite Cuban Kane. Get it right, Coach. Get it right. Elite.
I apologize. Elite Cuban Kane. What is Medianoche, man?
No. So we talked about this last year about Mario, Coach Prime, buddy from I can't say people names from Ohio Tank, right? If they had a good season or a bad season, they will get promoted to the NFL, right?
Okay.
We got to think about this. Prime has a foot problem, right? He has health issues, right? And he's only coached one player, and that's his son. Now you're going to give him a new group of players that he does not know, he does not trust. And it's like, all right, I'm going to be at Colorado for a long time. No, I don't think so. I think he's trying to coach maximum 1 or 2 more years and call it quits. Outside, he's not going to get an NCAA championship. He's not going to do that at Colorado. He needs to be at a big program in order to win it, right? So it's like, what's his motivation? His motivation is to coach his son or coach in the NFL, especially Dallas Cowboys, right? I just don't. This is a different college football. I just don't see coaches staying in college for that long. It's like you said, Coach. College football now, you coach 365 days a year. You got to worry about these little kids. Look at Buddy that at LSU, right? He he got in an accident and off somebody, right? And it's like, as a coach, you got to worry about that. There's just so many things as a college coach that you have to worry about that you don't have to worry about in the NFL. Prime just wants to coach. He doesn't want to deal with all the other nonsense. In the NFL, all he has to do is coach. He doesn't have to recruit, what you said, Coach. Like in college football, you got to do these home visits, right? You got to sit down with the parents. You got to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, now my son is not here. You know what I'm saying? What happens if a kid, his son did a fashion show at in Paris in the summer, right? He's not going to allow that anymore. You know what I'm saying? And the kid's going to look like him like, hey, man, you let your son do this. And there's just so many problems going on there that it's difficult to coach college football in today's world. I don't see him staying at Colorado that long. I think he's going to be there max 1 or 2 years because, if he has a bad year, they haven't given him a contract extension in Colorado, right? If he has a bad year, they're going to fire him. We all know that, right? Because they're like, oh, you can only do this with your sons. You can't do this on your own. So it's like you might as well go ahead. If the Dallas offer is on the table, you might as well take it because, man, there's only one Dallas Cowboys. There's a lot of Colorado Buffaloes out there, but there's only one Dallas Cowboys. You got to take that job.
I'll just say this to you real quick. Elite Q and Kane. I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying. But the only thing I'll say when they talk about he's only coached one person, his son. I think his son has been his only quarterback, but he doesn't coach Shedeur from a.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Nah, yeah, you know.
I know, but I want to be clear because we have listeners, and so I was just saying, yes, would he not be accustomed to somebody else maybe throwing the ball first? But I can tell you this: Shedeur gonna start if he the head coach. That's just what it is. And here's my deal: if he does only have 2 years or 3 years or whatever, why? Like to your point, why not do it in the NFL? I think he has more than 1 year at Colorado if he has a bad season, because of course you can say, oh, well, the quarterback left, Juju's a freshman. You can kind of explain it away a little bit. But after year 2, if there's no real progress, then yeah, I think you're right. However, I would take my opportunities at the league. I would, because I came, I saw, I did, I conquered. And the reason I brought up the guys like Kellen Moore and Peterson is because they've done it in a short period of time too. And sometimes we don't give other people that opportunity or leeway because he skipped the line. Hell, Kellen Moore literally skipped the line, bro. He ain't GA. He ain't. This dude wasn't even an analyst. This dude was the quarterback coach for the Dallas Cowboys the next year. He wasn't, an assistant coach and helping out and whatever. This dude went from helmet to headset, literally. Like my man go from campus to Canton. He went from helmet to headset.com. I might start a website. Put that on a shirt.
Oh, I mean, just think about it in college football. They try to, let's say if Brian Day didn't, beat Michigan this year, they would have fired him. He got lucky that he made it to the national championship, right? Look at us with Miami, right? We're 10-3, and we want to, some of the fan base wants to get rid of Mario, right? This is not, I'm not going to ask you for a prediction, right? But next year, I'm pretty sure Colorado's not going to win 9 games. And they're going to start asking for his head. And it's like, y'all are ungrateful, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, go ahead and take that NFL job. This college thing, this is not the same college football we grew up on, man. This is a different college game, and the money's a little bit different.
Go ahead, Felix.
I think that it's wrong to compare Colorado to Ohio State or Miami, some teams that with some legacy history. I would compare more Colorado to a place like Clemson that didn't have a storied history prior to Dabo Swinney going there, right? And that's what Coach Prime can build at Colorado. And Kane, you said he's going to have a new group of players that he doesn't know or he doesn't trust. This is who he handpicked. For one, he handpicked these players, and 2, doesn't that same logic apply to
everywhere?
To the next team that he would go to if he went to the Dallas Cowboys and the subsequent draft classes that came into the Dallas Cowboys that, by the way, he did not get to handpick and recruit for a year. So I think for me, it's about they bought this dude a house with a mountain range in the backyard. He is the biggest. He can go anywhere in Boulder and not have to buy a drink. You know what? Coach Prime, I don't even think.
Quick question. Where's one second, Coach.
One thing. I can't let you, because every college coach don't have to buy no drink. I don't care what town you in.
Right.
Man. But go ahead.
I know my question is, where's his permanent home at, though?
Well, his kids just bought him like a $10 million mansion in Colorado that he loves.
Yeah, but where's his permanent home that his sons wanted Travis to get married at?
Bro, who cares? Why do you
It's in Dallas. It's in Dallas. I'm saying he has his permanent home is in Dallas.
I know. Can I say this?
That's where he resides at.
I know. Can I
Well,
say?
his
I agree.
mother's in Florida,
Can I
so
say
what
this?
that got to do with anything?
Hold
I'm saying no, because he said he purchased a new home, and it's like, yeah, but his permanent home is in Dallas. It's not in Colorado.
That's fair. Can I tell y'all this? I'm not wealthy by no means, nor am I rich. But we can't take that mindset. These rich people buy and sell homes every day. It's investments for them. It is not a 30-year mortgage with a such and such percentage rate. Those are investments. When they purchase those homes, just because you could say Deion Sanders live here, you might get an extra 50 grand on the house, 100 grand on the house, just because, this home was owned by Madonna. What? So we got to stop thinking like, oh, they just bought him a house. So what? They can live there, sell it. These people, like, those are assets. Those are not like what we think of when we think of homes. I just want to put that kind of out there. You know what I mean? Am I wrong? Or maybe some real estate people out there. Am I wrong about that? Like when we think about, right. I'm not going to take a job because I just bought a home in Colorado. That's the last thing on their mind, dog.
Well,
man, I'm not going to take the Dallas Cowboy job because I just bought a thing. They ain't like me. Listen, they ain't like me. They ain't got to paint their own house. I got to paint my own crib, dog. They by the time they move in, the top designer in the world furnished it, picked the paint colors and everything else, dog. So I'm just saying. All right, anyway. I'm sorry.
I heard they were trying to deliberately get Shador's Heisman class down and his draft stat down a bit so they can have a chance at grabbing them in like what Dallas pick is, what number pick they get, I think. Like 8th, 9th pick, something like that.
Say it again, though. Say it again, studio.
No, because I was wondering, like, why was Shador during the season, why he was dropping out of the Heisman race, and he had that little few bad games, and now all of a sudden he's not even, it's like he's not considered a top 3 pick in a lot of people's thing lately. And someone speculated they were doing that on purpose so they can have a chance of snagging them in the what pick you say they had?
12.
Well, they're gonna have to trade. Somebody gonna get them. But I don't know. It just depends because a lot of teams already got their quarterback and they need offensive line help. So it just all depends on is there a way? They already making these deals before the draft. They might already have a trade and hey, we're gonna trade with Washington or Jaguars and get up there and we're gonna grab Shador.
Who's got the first pick in the draft? What's the first 5 picks in the draft? Anybody know? I know
Tennessee.
Well, Tennessee got the first one. Tennessee got the first one.
Do they need a quarterback? I'm asking because I don't follow NFL like that.
Yep, they need a quarterback.
They say they're gonna grab Cam.
Tua's gonna get traded over there. We need Cam. Cam's going to Miami.
All right, here we go. Let's just say this. Just for argument's sake. Let's just say Cam. Okay, Titans, Browns. All right, Giants. Come on, really flawed. Talk to us. Titans first, Browns, and then Giants. Okay. So you say the Titans need a quarterback. Let's say they pick Cam. Do the Browns need a quarterback?
Yep.
All 3 of these teams do. All 3 of them.
The Patriots don't need a quarterback. They just put all their money in. I think they hound Drake May. Am I right about that? I just saw my man Joe Milton. They talking about trading Joe and all that stuff. That's my dog Joe. Basically my son out there. But anyway, I could see Dallas saying, "I'll trade up to get Shador." Because does Dallas need a quarterback?
They can't. They need a quarterback, but they can't get rid of Dak till next year because of the salary cap hit. So if they release or trade Dak, they got a $60 million hold on their cap. So I doubt they're going to do that.
So it don't look like there's no possibility here.
What you mean? This is 1 year. Most rookie quarterbacks sit a year. No biggie.
Yeah, but everybody's going after Manning next year, so we know how that goes.
Yeah, I think it'd be too much of enormous pressure on his son Shador if Coach Prime would decide that. You know, they did say they want to be on their own now, and that would be enormous pressure. You know what I'm saying? So does he want to? Deion say he has no interest in coaching the NFL players because of their egos, and you know he's more suited for the college. Now, you know, words can be taken, you know, anywhere that somebody wants to put it. But you know, I really do believe that Shedeur, you know, wants to be on his own because he know that enormous pressure. You know, so that's pretty much my take on it.
I don't know. They say they just paid Dak. Didn't they just pay my man Watson too? Deshaun?
Yep. They gotta keep him.
230 million.
Right.
Yeah.
So they just paid Dak. They just paid Deshaun Watson.
But Deshaun got a torn Achilles, so he's out next year already. Dak is coming back.
That's true.
Hey, dog. I don't know. There's too much for me. My brain can't calculate that fast, Felix. All I know is if I got the opportunity, I'm going to America's team. That's all I can tell you. Because here's what I do know about the world. You strike when the iron's hot. Does it always work out in your favor? No. And I've always said that you can always connect the dots going backwards. I'll take Charlie Strong, for example. Charlie Strong goes to Louisville, builds it up, gets Teddy Bridgewater, 33 players actually takes Teddy Bridgewater from the University of Miami, takes him to Louisville. Louisville wasn't, quote unquote, known as a football. They were a basketball school like Duke or North Carolina. Turns them into a football type school, right? Texas comes along. Most people say, well, he should have stayed at Louisville. Well, that's looking backwards. That's connecting the dots back because it didn't work out. But what if he goes to Texas and becomes the Sarkisian of that sense? Because you got to take these opportunities because they don't come often. And I might call this what it is, especially for black folks, for black coaches. Think about it. Charlie Strong ain't got a job since. He went back to USF. The linebacker coach at Miami. He ain't been a head coach since. Of that stature. You got coaches that lose. Andy Reid was 4-12 and go to the Chiefs.
No, don't tell that story on Andy Reid.
That's the truth. Am I lying?
No, he was consistently in the NFC Championship with the Philadelphia Eagles with that deadly offense. He just couldn't get over the hump.
But weren't they 4-12? Weren't they 4-12 when he fired him?
Nick Saban,
they went to hell for some years.
No, I hear all that. But wasn't he 4-12 when he fired? Was he 4-12 when they fired him? He got a job, got fired Friday, was hired Monday.
Well, he already had a great reputation, you know. So
I hear all that. I'm just saying we have great reputations too, but we don't. What I'm saying is we don't get that second, third opportunity over and over.
That's true.
That's all. That's all I was saying. It's not a knock to Andy Reid. What I'm saying is when opportunities come, they're few and far between. You got to take them because if you get Texas if you get them to the mountaintop, then guess what? You the man. You got to take them. You got to always be, Yeah,
but I don't
know though. Because the Colorado job, like your boy was saying, he can be there for a minute. He can go through 2 or 3 losing seasons. Because think about it. They're making so much money from just TV ratings and so much money in their town. That's a part of that too.
About job security, though. I don't think Prime is thinking of job security. I think we're trying to put him in a boat of a career coach.
I'm not saying job security. I'm talking about legacy. Like it's
a
2 different things. I'm thinking that the legacy that he can establish at Colorado could rival Nick Saban at Alabama. Could rival Dabo Swinney at Clemson. Could one of these coaches who or all right, let's take it to a smaller level. How about like Chris Peterson at Boise State? What he built at Boise State, beating Oklahoma in 2007, 2000. We'll be talking about Chris Peterson forever. Now he did take that Washington job, but I'm saying from a legacy standpoint, like he's already started. He's already got that groundwork at Colorado, and in subsequent seasons, he could just build on it because he can pick his players, because he can pick his coaches, because he's the hottest show in town. Y'all saw the Fox cameras. Every single Colorado game was starting at what 11 a.m. Mountain Time, 12 Eastern Time.
Yeah, but
They wanted them on TV. So
I feel like it. Feel like
but
Twitter.
Felix, here's what I'll tell you. Here's what I'll tell you about that. They all do that. Nick Saban at Michigan State turned that around, left to go to LSU. He could have stayed at Michigan State and created his legacy, right? And he said, hell no, they got better players, better stuff going on at LSU. Colorado is that's why I say some jobs still have ceilings. Yes, I know the transfer portal. Don't get me wrong. But let's now call a spade here. Now, and I'm not here to diminish what Prime has done in the players that he has acquired. But Colorado still ain't getting the Quashon Judkins transfer. They're not getting the top 10 of each position transfers. They're getting good players, but not great player. They're not getting the Caleb Odoms that decided to leave Alabama. They might get an Alabama player, but he ain't the caliber of Quashon. Quashon Judkins. He's not the caliber of Caleb Odoms. He's not the caliber of Caden Proctor. They're getting.
Didn't Quentin Gibson win Player of the Year? Quentin Gibson, didn't he win Player of the Year?
I don't know if he won Player of the Year, but he's definitely like one of the most productive wide receivers in that Texas.
Well, he was Player of Texas. I know that. Somebody said Player of the Year.
He had over 2,600 yards receiving, but he's a smaller
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
No, right. So okay, all right. That's one. I get it. That's cool. But
And
what we're saying is,
Juju.
don't do that, dog. Okay.
Coach talks about like Arch Manning and
Trenches.
Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams and that level.
Trenches.
Right. So, but you're getting an abundance of those guys. Now, I believe Prime could get those guys, but part of his philosophy is he don't want to do home visit. I think that's big, but I'm not going to go there because Lexus told me don't talk about it no more. But I'm just saying, to your point, he could get them, but if he could get them, they're not coming there because his first year, they were like, I ain't finna put my trust in that. Your second year, okay, you won 9 games. Your third, what I mean is, I think every job has ceilings. I really do. Like there's certain things you can go to and you're going to kind of like reach a plateau. And that's just how I look at it. In that sense. JB in the building. What's up, JB?
Oh man, y'all ain't gonna like me.
Talk to us.
So my personal opinion is the Colorado job is he done kind of maxed that out. I don't know what you could really go there and like. I don't know if he can get any bigger than what he is right now in Colorado. He don't have the leeway of saying you playing with 2 of the best players in college football no more, which is what a lot of people are attracted to. They can't pay you what you want to make or what you think you should make. Dallas can. If Dallas drafts Shador, you with your son, that's an easy fit. You can pick up Shiloh later in the draft or even UDFA. I feel like they can trade CeeDee Lamb. If somehow they can trade CeeDee Lamb in the next year first round draft pick, they can get whatever they want, possibly Travis. Travis and CeeDee Lamb to me is an even trade at receiver. I don't see why you don't go. Like you said, strike while the iron's hot.
Appreciate you, Felix. Yeah, I'm just saying, strike while the iron's hot. I know it always seems safe, right? Some jobs work out, some jobs don't. That's part of this movement, you know. And if you look at the coaching world, coaches typically move. A guy like Mike Tomlin is rare. What, he been there 18 years, something like that. Like that's very rare. Coaches don't stay anywhere that long.
Can I tell y'all something real quick? I just looked up the average salary of NFL coaches versus college coaches. 8.98 million versus 8.99 million. So it's the money or the time. Now the time, a lot of NFL coaches say, hey man, after 5 o'clock when we go home and chill with our families. College coaches, boy, they gotta grind a little harder for that 8.9.
It's hard, bro.
It's hard.
It's 365. Bro, think about it. Ain't no position coach calling a kid from UCLA, the defensive lineman from UCLA, Hey, buddy, how you feeling? You want to be a Raider? Hell no. Bro, you sit up here chasing 16-year-olds and 17-year-olds who commit to you today, decommit tomorrow, commit the next day, decommit. I want more money. Bro, a position coach has nothing to do with your salary.
And you got to recruit your players now. The players on your own roster.
Right. And you got to go. Bro, when you talk about like college coaching is like digging a ditch with a shovel versus getting an excavator.
What about that position coach getting sued?
For what?
Apparently NIL promises.
Oh, you know that 40
Make that pop that in my head. Go when you said coaching the position. You know what I'm saying? And these position coaches, that's what they got to do to get these players. To the coach's point, they got to lie, swindle, promise.
You flying all over the country to recruit these dudes now. It ain't just regional recruiting. You in California this week. Like when you have a bye week, I don't know what they do in the NFL with a bye week. They probably go chill for a little bit. But now your bye week, you stand on Friday night, you stand on the sideline like this, looking at some shorty, knowing you don't even want to be there.
In a small ass town.
Yeah, nah, bro. If I had an opportunity to be the Boston College head coach just said it. He left from being a head coach to go into the league because he can't take it no more. Coach L from Miami, the basketball coach, said, I'm done with this. Nick Saban, he saw the writing on the wall. People could blame him. Oh, he just tucked his tail and run after he did. Okay.
You also got to think if Prime goes to the NFL, every coach and he fails in the NFL, every college program is going to want Deion back, right? So you're doubling up, right? And I'm sorry, I know you got Colorado fans listening, but like Coach Hay says, if Prime goes to Washington State, it's going to be a Washington State show, right? Deion's Prime is going to get fans wherever he goes, right? And it's like, but if he goes to the Dallas Cowboys, his star is only going to get bigger if he's successful or fail. I mean, Lane Kiffin did it. Nick Saban did it. You know what I'm saying? It's like Bill BC, Bill O'Brien did it, right? It's like, man, take that NFL job. If you fail college, is always there. Look at Bill Belichick, right? He got fired. You know what I'm saying? It's like college is JV, man. You want to go play at varsity. And I don't like the NFL. I like college better, but, go play varsity, man. JV is always going to be there.
Cuban, can I say this to you, brother? We don't agree on a lot. But on that point, I agree with you because you have the opportunity. Nick Saban did it. He took his opportunity. He was there 2 years. I don't like it. I'm out. And went back to Alabama. Do it. You succeed. Great. Right? Nick Saban went to the NFL. In essence, he failed at that level. He failed. Is that fair to say? Is that fair to say? He failed at that level. That wasn't his niche. Comes back. Is he any less of a coach now? Because Nick Saban is not the GOAT because he went to the Dolphins and he didn't do well. No, he's the college GOAT.
Yep.
So to that point, real quick, Mr. Hillsman for the $2 in the building. Appreciate you. Who on the panel is a Cowboys fan? Anybody a Cowboys fan?
No. I used to be when I was a kid.
Some smart people on this panel. Well, to answer that question, Mr. Hillsman, no. If there are any Cowboy fans, I would love to hear from a Cowboy fan what their thoughts on it would be. I would love to hear that.
My neighbor's a huge Cowboy fan, and he don't want Deion.
I hate to say it, but some Cowboys fans feel that same way. They really do. So,
What does CU have to pay him to stay in Colorado? What everybody
they pay him about 10 million, 10 to 15 million, somewhere around that range. Yeah, they got him.
So the top
seven. Pay him now? Nah, what do you bank now? What, 5?
5.5. 5.5.
So the only people that's making above 10 million is Kalen DeBoer, Mike Norvell, Ryan Day, Lincoln Riley, Steve Sarkisian, Dabo Swinney, and Kirby Smart. Y'all think he deserved to get paid that much?
No.
Yeah, his revenue.
So this is the thing. The college football salary number has changed. Now it's salary plus NIL, right? So when you agree to a contract, you're like, all right, I need 10 million and 5 million a year for the NIL. It's no longer a straight contract because you're not in the NIL game. Ain't no way you're going to compete in college football. So it's no longer a straight salary anymore.
But
hold on. Explain that again, because I'm lost. Oh, I never. So
you saw what Norvell did, right? He took a pay cut, right? It's because these coaches are now requiring a salary plus NIL money to give to the players. So if a coach says, I want $10 million, he's going to also ask $5 million to get to acquire players, because it's no longer, now you need a salary cap, right? So it's like now you got to bargain in how much you want to pay the players. You know what I'm saying? So Prime is going to say, I need 10 million plus 5 million for my players. It's no longer a straight salary no more. This college game has changed.
I kind of agree with him. Mario ushered that in.
Yeah.
He hijacked the Miami administration. Say, hey, I need this amount of money for this, and for this. And we got to have us in there now as far as the amounts and all that. But it looks like it's some red tape going on here, Coach.
Well, here's the funny thing. JB probably just read off 8 coaches.
7 coaches that make over 10 million a year.
7 coaches that make over 10.
Okay.
And let's just say there's about 60 P4 schools somewhere in there, 65, something like that. P4 schools. And 7 make that kind of money.
Yeah, but it can't be too far behind, because I just looked up the average. It's
I know.
8.99 million.
And hear what I'm telling you. But you're working twice as hard to make what the 32 coaches in the NFL make.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
You are working.
Hey, your dollar per hour is quite low.
Bro, you work twice as hard because there's so many other avenues to college coaching outside of X's and O's film breakdown. It's recruiting. It's this classes. Bro, Kirby Smart getting raked over the coals because his players getting arrested. Like, it is such a different animal. Yes, it's football. I understand that. I get that. But it's a different beast. Like I say, people don't understand the recruiting. It's recruiting itself, the travel, the hotel stay, the flight. Bro, y'all done been to the airport, dog.
Yeah, but Coach Prime don't do all that. You know that.
No,
Coach Prime don't do that.
No. Well, that I'm not talking about just Prime. I'm talking about college coaching versus NFL coaching.
Yeah.
No, I know Prime doesn't do that. And that's why when Felix brought up he can have any player, I think that's probably why he doesn't get those top elite guys consistently. Because if I'm the baddest chick on the block, you can't write me a love letter. You better bring some roses and candy to the house. I'm just saying, right or wrong. If I'm the baddest on the block, you can't. Hey, what's up? You gotta come. You gotta show some attention. That's just what it is. That's the game we're playing. The same attention Coach Prime wants through his marketing is the same attention those players want for their talent.
Yep.
And the other thing is, in the NFL, you have to answer to one person, the owner. In college, you got to answer to the boosters and fans. That shit is annoying, man. I just thinking about it, man. I don't know how anybody would take a college job over an NFL job. It's just ridiculous.
And like you said, college is always going to be there if you want to go back.
Yeah, so it's going to be there.
And like you said, it'll boot if he goes to Dallas and Dallas drafts Shedeur, which if he goes to Dallas, they probably will. Then that's the biggest thing in sports history, dang near. Sorry.
I feel like he'll feel like a quitter though. That's just what Prime's just his personality. Like, man, if I leave Colorado.
Well, he left Jacksonville State?
Yeah, I was like, he left.
No.
That's different.
Yeah.
Why is that different?
Jacksonville State had more
Colorado Power 5. You was on the cusp of getting to the playoffs.
NFL is NFL.
Yeah, shit, the NFL.
Here's what I'll say. College Bound said he needs NIL money to get every player he wants. Coach A football. Thank you. So when I used to try to tell people, when I used to have a show, and I said, wait a minute, that gold jacket ain't gonna make players come. I used to say that. Y'all remember that? I used to do a show, and I used to say, well, he got a gold jacket. Who wouldn't want to play for him? Now College Bound says, well, he need NIL money. I appreciate your gold jacket, coach, but I need green money. See, that's what I should try to tell people, that yes, he does have a gold jacket. Yes, he is the best DB to ever play the game. Yes, he's motivational. Yes, he's marketing. But green pay the bills. Huh? You ever try to pay your bills and say, hey, I play for a dude with a gold jacket? Can I get my lights free? It don't work that way. That's what I was trying to tell people at the beginning. Everybody thinks somebody's gonna flock because no, first of all, none of these players today that are playing today saw Deion Sanders play. If they did, they were in diapers and still boo-booing on themselves sitting in a hot chair. When did he retire? 2006?
2002? Or was it 4?
Most of these players were born. Hold up. Most of these players were born in 2001, 2002. So to them, Deion Sanders, I hate to say this, and I mean no disrespect, Deion Sanders to them is the Temptations to us. Yeah, we know they're a great group. We know they did a great job singing. But Mama, New Edition better. You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Only thing about it is their parents and grandparents definitely seen them play. And, most of them, admire their parents. So they listen to their parents. Some of them do. You know what I'm saying? So that factors in.
And I know it could factor in. So then tell me the old school Ohio player, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Where are the I want to make sure I say this correctly. You need running back. Okay, let me ask you this first before I put my foot in my mouth. What does Colorado need right now in the transfer portal?
Receivers.
No, they don't. That's
what
they
I'm
got
asking.
that fool.
Who you want, Ohio player? Who do you think they need right now?
They got they got some big boys up front on the offensive line. And they got about 20 tight ends, like wide receivers too. I think defensive back safeties. I think the safeties.
Okay.
And cornerbacks, yeah.
Okay. Who are the top 5 safeties in the transfer portal?
I couldn't. I'll be honest with you.
Okay. Do you believe the top 5 safeties? Hell, I'll just say the top 10 safeties. I don't know. That's in the transfer portal. I'm talking about the Caleb Odoms that decide to leave. I'm talking about those type of guys. Mm-hmm. Do you think they go to Colorado? Because I said the top 10 in the transfer portal. That's not right. That's not correct. I'm talking about a top 10 guy that's leaving, like a Caleb Odom, like a whoever you want to say from a safety perspective.
I'll say like this. Let me say this. They can say Travis Hunter, and you can say, well, look what Travis Hunter did. Won all the wars. Gonna be the first pick. Blase. With that, so he can use Travis Hunter and Shedeur as being the highest paid NIL. Hey, if your talents match your ability, then you can be another Travis Hunter. And hey, that's that speaks major volumes.
I hear that.
Winner, yeah.
But why did Caleb Odoms not go to Colorado?
You're right. I agree with you. What you're saying. Yeah.
Why did Quishon Judkins not go to Colorado? Money talks at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah. That's my point. So as much as Coach Prime is Coach Prime, and that's why I say jobs have ceilings. Because here's the deal. Everybody talk about, Coach Prime getting paid. Look how much revenue he made. Well, they damn sure ain't spending on getting players. Think about it. And I'm going to call it spade. All these programs make money. Like Alabama made $200 million last year.
Yeah.
They all make money within their own right. Colorado just made more money than normal because they got Coach Prime and they winning. But they all make money. All I'm telling you is, if they made that much money, where's the reinvestment to get these top players to come in?
And I agree with you 100%. Let me tell you something about Boulder. Boulder got a lot of multimillionaires and a few billionaires around there. So they, that's top of the line right there. They got a few billionaires and a lot of multimillionaires. So you're right. The boosters and the donors and what's the guy named Rick? Rick needs to, that's what he said. Really need to get on his job with that. If he does, he ain't got no problem.
Explain that, Rob. Explain that, Rob. If you can't say it's a two-way street, Rob the Man Media, baby.
I agree with Rob the Man Media.
He says a two-way street. I'm not understanding the. I don't know what that means.
I agree with what he's saying.
I need more clarity. What is it?
I believe he's saying this. I'm pretty sure he's gonna put it in the car.
Not everybody in the big light. Caleb Odom's
have no money in NIL. Is that what y'all saying?
Huh?
They're assuming Colorado don't have enough NIL money, or they're not willing to pay enough. Is that what they're saying?
The media kind of put that out when they was talking about Travis and Shedeur paying.
I did hear that.
I don't know. I'm not here to speculate.
I don't know how true it is, but I heard it.
Yeah, I heard that too, that Travis was paying like 10 people. I don't know. I'm not getting into that. What I'm saying is, because to me, that's not Travis. That's not his burden to bear. If he wanted to do that out of his kindness of his heart, then he did it out of kindness of his heart. But that's not a player's burden to bear to pay NIL deals for other players. That's the school, in my opinion. But if he wanted to do that, and that was his way of giving back, then all means, Travis, do what you got to do. I don't necessarily agree with it, but that's his.
I wouldn't say it's a burden to bear, but Colorado allowed them a platform to get all these likes and subscribes and money that they've been generating on the other little platform.
Rob, man,
that wouldn't be bad either.
Rob, if you want to, the link is pinned to the top. If you want to join, you're more than welcome. Rob got his own platform, Rob the Media Man, baby, in the building. He says not everyone is built to play in the big lights. Every player is not worth the money. Okay, I'm talking about what I'm speaking of is I'm looking at players that come, because I'm trying to look in this portal. I'm looking at players that come and when they transfer, and I keep bringing up these names because they just stick in my head. But when I see the Caleb Odom who transfers, when I see the Caden Proctor, when I see the Quishon Judkins, when I see those guys, they're basically going to the same type of tier team. If I'm making sense right there. This is no knock to Colorado. What I believe, the institution itself has a ceiling. Now, if Prime was at Ohio State, he could get the Caden Proctor in the Quishon Judkins. I think it has a ceiling. I think that's the ceiling.
That's what I was saying. Colorado might have the money, but these players, just because they got the money, I don't mean the players gonna go.
Okay. Oh, we got Rob in the building. Rob, what's up with you, babe?
What's happening? All right, so check this out.
Hey, shout out to Rob the Man Media, educators, baby.
Colorado has the money. The question, the thing of it is if you come and think that you just gonna come in and just ask Colorado for money just to get out your situation, they're not gonna do it. So they're being smart and strategic on who they go after, and does it make sense? Because what they built in Colorado, they don't want one player to come in and mess up what they didn't build and be a bad apple in the room, and they got to get rid of them. So they're not overly paying for players, because if you look at a team like Oregon, who's overpaying for everybody, what has they got them? Let's be honest. So we can run this narrative of you got to have the money, but what is it really getting? Half these teams is really paying all this money to these players. It ain't getting them no championship because they ain't playing for it.
So I got a question. What has Colorado built?
What do you, the foundation?
They built a lot.
They didn't build a lot. The foundation of what it was before Prime got there to what it is now is night and day.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
But if I'm a player, I'm like, you haven't won a conference championship, a national championship, playoff, so you haven't really built anything, and you're gonna spit that back to me. It's like you need me versus I need you, so you need to pay me my money. This is a different
No.
college football.
No, you don't. And that's just like you could say that for any school. What has
Yeah,
all
right.
these schools done? You can say that for any top school right now. You can say that for Texas. You can say that for Oregon. You could also say it for Michigan. When you go out and pay all this money, does not translate into W's. You still got to put some. It still got to be some type of foundation, and that's the problem. And so
I
when
hear you.
when y'all go to prom, it's always y'all hit some on prom, but then y'all praise another coach for doing half the job of what he's doing.
I hear you.
What
But
Bill Belichick? Listen, check this out. What Bill Belichick is doing right now, y'all praise Bill Belichick for what he's doing, but then y'all knock prom for the same thing, and it's prom playing.
Explain that.
Well, before you go there, I mean, Bill Belichick has a resume. He's the greatest coach of all time in football.
Here go the excuses right here. That's what I'm saying. Here go the excuses, right? Because
But
he has a resume. Prom playing in the NFL is a Hall of Fame. That's the resume. So what
Well, first, we ain't praising Bill Belichick, though.
We ain't praising Bill Belichick now. Yeah, I'm not praising him. I'm just saying, just comparing resumes. It's,
Don't turn this into we praising the white man versus the black man.
yeah, we're not doing that.
I'm not saying you guys in general. I'm saying that people in general, they're praising Bill Belichick for what he's doing right now, and he's doing the same thing that Prom said he was going to do.
Well, question: do you think he deserves that praise?
No. Wait,
Why
he
not?
ain't won a college football game yet.
Hold on. So let's hold on.
What did you just say?
Hold on. I want some clarity. I want some clarity, Rob. Okay, for the people that don't know, maybe even including myself, because I've been a little swamped here. What is it that people are praising Bill Belichick for doing right now? That's the only thing I did was saw that he did some home visit with some real tall dude. Other than that, what are they praising him for? Because I don't know. I don't even know who the kid was. I just know he was big as hell.
They're praising him for going on home visits, right? Something that Prom doesn't do because he wants you to come to Colorado and visit. Because a lot of people ain't never been to Colorado, right? Okay. So they're praising him for that. They're praising him for getting kids to campus. And little do you know, the same kids that Bill Belichick is going after, Prom was going after. Mm-hmm. But you're praising Bill Belichick for getting those players, and then you hate on Prom for not getting those players. Which that's the part I'm making in the whole sense.
So here's what I'll say. My whole point, and I don't know when you started listening or you've been watching the whole time. I don't know.
No, I just started listening.
Okay, so my whole purpose when I was talking about Colorado versus the NFL, I personally believe that Colorado, the institution, has a ceiling, right? Like many other schools that are in the Power Four, Arizona State, Arizona, a bunch of schools, Pittsburgh, they all have a certain ceiling, right? If you want to not call them, the other schools have the blue bloods. I think recruiting is a big part, the location. I think that plays a huge part, even though you have NIL and travel, but I think that plays a big part. What I was saying, and like I said, when I was doing that show with Chico and them, and I was saying part of when I remember he kept saying, "Oh, well, they're going to come because he has a gold jacket," and I was saying a lot of. I'm not talking about players are not going to come, but when I look at the elite of the elite, they're not going to come because you have a gold jacket.
No, they're not.
Right, and that's what I was. And so now, as I look down this list, and this is last year's list, and I understand that. This is not a knock on Prime. What I'm saying is I think this is a ceiling of the institution. If you put Prime at Ohio State, Alabama, wherever, these quote unquote elite programs right now, and they put the money into this, he could get a Caleb Downs, right? But I look at Caleb Downs, Caden Proctor, Walter Nolan, Isaiah Bond, Evan Stewart, Julian Sand. These were the top dudes in the transfer portal in 24. Jason Zendamala, that's the old lineman. And I think you guys were looking at him at one time, right? Aiden Childs, Quishon Judkins, Dante Moore. That's just the top 10, for argument's sake. Why none of those guys picked Colorado in that particular part? And to my recollection, none of them have been an issue on their team, like locker room cancer, that I know of. Right? I know what you said. Part of it is picking the right guys.
Yeah, so let's take a Caleb Downs in the situation. You got Shiloh, you got Cam there, right? You kind of already know what the situation is with them if you know Prime. There's two guys that came up from the high school ranks with him, Jackson State to Colorado.
Okay.
is he gonna be willing to bench one of them for Caleb Downs and spend the money? Most coaches ain't gonna do that. They're not gonna mess up the team chemistry just to bring up Caleb Downs.
Okay, that's
in a
fair.
situation like that.
That's
So
fair. Let's go
in certain situations, depending on the position, does it make sense to bring in a player to potentially mess up something that you already had a relationship with kids that's already in that position that
That's
you
a
already
great
know that you
point.
plan on playing?
That's a great point. So Caleb Downs may not be, but they brought in receivers. You brought in Isaiah Bond. You brought in. They have Evan Stewart here. Those are two receivers. And again, I'm not trying to nitpick. What I was just simply, all I'm just simply saying is, I think there's a ceiling on Colorado, and I think what you see is kind of what you got at that point. You're going to get the I hate to say it like this, the one-offs, right? The Travis Hunter, which is great. Nothing wrong with that. But we're talking about getting those players in abundance.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. You're basically saying, when you look at the top, why some of the top players are not going to Colorado, but in the sense of, what makes sense with those top players, because not every player fits your program. And so just because they come from a big name program does not mean that they're a fit for your team. And I think that's what we get lost in, is because you see this big name come from a big school, it's, man, you got to have them. And it's like, that's not always the case. And the type of money that they're gonna be asking for, and what are you're gonna have to sacrifice something if you give them this money, right? Mm-hmm. And are you willing to sacrifice what it may take to get that player, which may be a relationship with players on your team, or it might be your position coach, because when some of these players get this money, they ain't listening to the position coach no more because they paying X amount of dollars. So now, right. Are you able to control, the production that you're going to get from that player? And those are the things that we get away from, and that's these play a part. Is what are you willing to sacrifice to get that player in your team? And Ohio State, since they got a veteran leadership locker room, so they could take a chance on that because they don't really have nobody on the back end that they were looking at. They're going to must play that player in a sense.
I would understand if this was, like I said, 5 to 10 years. This is the winning business. I don't think these coaches have time for this guy's a good guy, culture guy, so on and so forth. It's really coming down to, could you help us win? All that other stuff, that doesn't matter anymore in college football. They don't got time to develop a program and, so on and so forth. You have to win now. I promise you, if Prime has a bad season, he is going to be on the hot seat. You saw that one reporter out there talking that trash to him in the preseason, right? They want his butt out of there already. You know what I'm saying? And they're just waiting for an opportunity, waiting for a chance. So if you are not getting the best of the best portal players and recruits, you're going to have a very tough time in college football, and you're going to lose your job.
But once again, it goes back to my statement. When you look at the big teams that spent all the money that y'all say spent all this money, what has it got them this year?
Yeah,
they're not playing for the national championship.
Texas went to the playoff. Texas, they fired their coach.
Championship. At the end of the
Texas
day,
A&M, they always in the top 5.
But see, here's the thing. Y'all act like Colorado didn't win this year. I can understand if you had this argument if Colorado didn't win this year, but they did win this year.
So, yeah, you're removing potential. You're moving 2 players that are going to go top 3 in the NFL draft. Are you replacing these 2 players that are going to go to the NFL draft?
You're not going to be able to replace 2 players with 2 players, Travis Hunter and a Shedeur. You're not. So you're going to need a multitude of players, which they have done in the transfer portal. I know y'all don't really pay attention because y'all Miami Hurricane fan, which is fine. But
no, it's not that.
With a multitude of players.
It's not that. No, this is my thing. I just think Colorado fans underestimate and undervalue Shedeur and Travis. Y'all don't understand how good Travis and Shedeur. I mean, they're going to be. Those are 2 NFL players getting drafted.
You're not understanding. I do this every day. I cover them every day. What I'm saying to you is, they're not going to take 2 players that's going to give you the layer of production from the 2. You're going to need multitude of guys. Colorado has covered their bases. Do they got all the pieces in place right now? No, but they're going to gain more as the spring portal goes. And if you ever study Colorado and what they do, they tend to get the players is going to play for them. It's going to come in the spring more than it's going to come in the wintertime. That's just always how they did it every year.
Man, I'm a Miami Heat fan, right? And everybody's like, "Oh, Pat Riley's going to replace when Braun left, right? Oh, we're going to replace him with this player." Man, when you're losing a Heisman Trophy winner and a top NFL quarterback, that is very difficult to replace. I know you Colorado fans, just like us Miami fans, we think every portal player is the greatest player, and there's a reason why they're in the portal, right? And it's like all of them are not dumb people. Like as Miami fans, we're going to struggle not having Cam Ward. We're paying Beck $4 million, right?
Which is crazy.
And that shit ain't gonna look sweet, right? Coach Hayes already says 8-4 next year, right? Some people predicting 12-0. I'm like, man, y'all crazy, man. This ain't Cam Ward as quarterback. And I think Colorado, you guys have not realized you lost a Heisman Trophy winner and a top 3 NFL draft pick in a quarterback. And if you think you're going to replace them with the average portal players, it's going to be difficult.
Here's what you're not realizing. Yes, we're losing 2 elite players, but the problem that Colorado already had was in the trenches. So we don't build the trenches. None of this matters anyway. So
True.
That's what you're seeing Colorado attack, the trenches. And I think that's where y'all losing. We know that you're not going to replace Travis Shedeur, but you got to go get it in the trenches. And that's what Colorado's been focusing on, is in the trenches. And that's what they've been spending their money on, and not going out and go spend money on a big-time wide receiver or a big-time running back when you don't got the trenches. You got to have the trenches to play. That's just the bottom line to it. And so if you don't go fix the trenches, you're not going nowhere. It don't matter what talent you got on the outside. If you can't stop the run and you can't run the ball, it don't matter.
You're right about that. I'm the same with you. You don't got the D-line, O-line straight. It don't matter who else you got, right? And that's the proper way to build it. But, I'm not a big portal guy. I don't like the portal. It's just you're getting reject players from other programs for whatever reason, right? I just don't like the portal for any school.
Here's the thing with the portal, though. You got to go to the portal now because you don't got time to develop nobody. You can't really take a lot of high school kids. Based upon the roster size of 105, you can't really take a big recruiting class no more because you don't have time to develop those kids. So you're going to see these teams go to the group of 5 and take kids and bring them up to the P4 because you don't have time to develop them.
Well, I got a question. I got a question for you. Is next year for Colorado, is it a winning season or is it a rebuilding season?
It's going to be a season. It's going to be a winning season.
Yeah, I like that soul.
Hold on. Let me clarify. Winning meaning 7+ games, or you mean winning in 9-10 bracket? Because I mean, a winning season technically is 7. I don't want to clarify when you say winning because you can
you're right, Coach. Thank you.
So I just want to clarify. What do you mean in regards to that, Rob?
A successful season.
And the pieces that's right now, the foundational piece of what we've done. Now it's still early in the process, so this is a way too early prediction in the situation.
Way too early, but go ahead. I'm with you.
The trenches is what I'm looking at. I don't care who play quarterback, who out there receiver. It's about what we did in the trenches, right? And so when I'm looking at the trenches pieces, I see us having a winning season, and with us upgrading our strength and conditioning coaches, I feel the same way because we got somebody from Miami, but we'll see.
Y'all gotta leave our Miami dudes alone, man. Y'all got 3.
And Andrew Swayze.
Oh, that's what we got.
Yeah, they got Andrew Swayze. Yeah,
hey, you know what real championship winners look like. Rob, y'all know what winners look like. Throw the U up, Rob. You can't rain on. You can throw the U up.
I ain't throwing no U down. I ain't throwing no U.
Throw the U up, Rob.
But I will say this though, being in the Big 12 and how open it is, when you really break down the Big 12 and what everybody's bringing back, everybody's lost a lot in the Big 12. So it's kind of open for Colorado in a sense.
And here's what I'll say to you, Rob, in that point. And I think when I look at college football, I'm looking at it as the college football, not the conference, right? And when I look at college football, I get what you're doing because you cover them every day. So yeah, you're looking at it from the conference level to the this to the that to the, because at the end of the day, the conference is what gets you to the big dance. You got to win your conference games. So I get that.
Not anymore.
But, I know, right? So, but I'm speaking of
For the Big
the
12
list.
and the ACC, that's what's going to get you there. For the SEC
Right,
and the
no,
Big 10, it's different.
Right. No, right. But what I'm saying is, I'm looking at Colorado in the landscape of football. When you say Colorado, I think right now, and it's still early, it's only year 2, bro. I'm not tripping. But when you say Colorado, it's like you automatically throw them Colorado. Yeah, in the Big 12. They was good in the Big 12, but were they good in college football? You know, and that's why I said this about Prime. I think he should go. Let me ask you a question. If this is a legit offer to the Dallas Cowboys, and the only reason I'm saying it because we know only what's reported. So I'm not saying it's fake. I'm only saying if this is a sincere, let me say that maybe that's a better word. If that's a sincere offer from Jerry Jones, should Prime take the job? I don't know if you don't know what he is or going to do, but what do you think he should do?
Why would you want to take the Dallas Cowboy job? You wouldn't have. First of all, it doesn't make business sense, and they don't have no cap. Their roster's terrible, so you're gonna have to reconstruct the roster with no money. So even if you decide to trade Dak, you're gonna be a negative like 105 in a cap hit. It just makes no sense. So I don't think it would make business sense, like for Prime to go to this year. And I don't think Prime is leaving Colorado. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But if you look at the totality of the Dallas Cowboys and the structure of financially wise, as far as the cap goes, it doesn't make business sense at all to go there.
It makes total business sense. You're coaching the Dallas Cowboys, the #1 franchise in the world. You take that job. Let me take that job whenever it's available.
So it's kind of I'm definitely not gonna say that because I hate the Cowboys. So
I'm not. But they are the #1 franchise in the world. That's the what Forbes says.
Yeah, that's a fact. Mm-hmm.
So you take that job. If Real Madrid comes at you, the Lakers or the Knicks come at you, you take that damn job. That's see. There is no if that's there's a bunch of Colorados. There's only one Dallas Cowboys.
What's the benefit of him going to the Dallas Cowboys over staying in Colorado?
So I'll say my part about it before you guys speak real quick. I said personally, because again, I think that Colorado is a school like kind of what Cuban is saying. There are a bunch of Colorados, right? And Cuban, like I said, we don't agree about a lot, but I do agree with this. He could go to the NFL, as we saw in Nick Saban, go to the Dolphins 2 years. It didn't work out. It wasn't what he thought it was. And he could always go back. And his stock, I think, is still good. Here's what I will say. Let's just say Colorado goes 7-5, 7-5, 8-4 next year. I still think that's great based on what you're dealing with. But your coal is not as hot right now. Right now, you're hot, right? So you take the opportunity while it's hot, just like Nick Saban did from LSU. When in that natty, boom, you jump while it's hot. But you can always fall back onto another college gig. And then the second thing is money. I don't believe is an issue for Coach Prime. I'm not pocket watching. I don't know what he's invested in, but I don't think when I say money is not an issue, meaning he's not doing it for money. I think he does it for the legacy, because I give him credit. Just like I don't know if you heard his part in the story in the show earlier. You got people like Kellen Moore that's up for the Dallas Cowboy job, been coaching 7 years. You got people like Peterson, who had been coaching only 7 years, and he won a Super Bowl at Philly. So why can't Prime do it? And kind of maybe to your point, that first year their roster's kind of bad. They take salary hit. This may not be, but once I'm in the door, I'm good for the following year. We can make those changes, and I can do it maybe within the next 2, 3, 4 years and be significant. Because here's what I'll say, and again, I don't follow NFL like But when I look at the Dallas Cowboys, they were 7-10 this year, but they were 12-5 the previous year, 12-5 the year before that, 12-5 the year before that. So they were 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. They went 7-10. They fired the dude.
So here's my question to you, Hayes. What is Dallas willing to give up to get Coach Prime?
They don't got to give up anything.
Give up in regards to what? I mean, you talking about money?
No, I'm talking about power. We know it ain't about the money. I'm talking about power.
Well, here's what I'll say. The only power they're going to give up, which I don't think that he has not given up since he's been there, is the GM. Other than that, somebody said about Jerry Jones wants to be the man. Well, Jerry Jones ain't the coach. So if McCarthy would have won the Super Bowl this year, you know what Jerry Jones would have said? I'm the one who picked him. I'm Jerry Jones. I picked the right person. He can say that same thing about Deion Sanders. I'm the one that knew that Deion Sanders could win it because he had the X, Y, and Z to go with it. But like the same,
Deion ain't no punk. Deion's gonna take his credit as well. He ain't no punk about that.
Yeah,
exactly.
The reason I'm asking this right is because that's why Jimmy Johnson was gone, right? Because he wanted the power and he wasn't going for it. So you think he's gonna get a power to Deion Sanders? And you know that if Deion ain't got no power, he ain't going. So that's the biggest thing about it is if you're not willing to give up power to allow Deion to do him, he ain't going.
Well, hold on, Robert. I got a question for you because Jimmy Johnson wanted to be head coach and GM.
Correct.
Does Prime want to be head coach and GM?
You know he is because you know he's going to want to take his sons. That ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
That's different. That's player selection versus GM. GM means you got to draft and sign all 53 players, whatever they have in the NFL. I don't think he wants to do all that. He wants his sons, but he's not trying to be GM.
What I'm telling you in the situation is Prime doesn't want to necessarily be the GM, but he wants to empower who the GM is. So he could tell you what he wants you to do and who he wants on the roster is what I'm saying. I'm not saying directly like he needs total GM, but Prime is going to want some control and he only wants to report to one person.
So let me ask you this. Do you think their relationship, right? Because it's all smiles and cheese on camera. But do you think the Jerry Jones, Deion Sanders relationship, and I believe that Deion Sanders will definitely have this conversation. Now, again, everybody reneges his business, but do you think that I believe that's the nuts and bolts of this conversation is one, find a way, Jerry, to get my son here. I think you can pick Shiloh up somewhere down the line. I don't have to negotiate to get Shiloh through draft.
Yeah, we know that. That's
right. I'm just saying, you gotta be able to say, are you willing to give up? Because I think they said they're 12. Are you willing to give up a first round pick for next year and blah 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 to get Dallas Cowboys in position to draft his son?
But
that's one. I think that's criteria one. Criteria two is I want to have say so in the players that we draft. I don't have to be the GM, but I definitely want to have my input on the players that we draft.
Hey, Hayes, I think you skipped one. When he's talking about his sons, he ain't just talking about Shedeur and Shiloh. He's talking about Travis too. You don't want to play against Travis?
I don't know about that.
All right.
That's damn near impossible, dog.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's damn near impossible.
It's not. Then it takes his trade for the second and third pick and got back-to-back first-round picks.
But they had high draft picks, and they got rid of a quarterback that everybody wanted. Nobody wants Dak. So
somebody just joined and left. I heard it go click. Whoever that was.
It's an idiot born every day in the NFL. Somebody.
You right about that. You got the Dolphins.
I mean, if you could do it, listen. If you could do it, and again, I don't have the draft order and how that actually works, but if it can be done and it's part of the negotiation, then I'm all for it. I just think personally. Again, this is me speaking. I'm not Coach Prime. Yeah. Shit, I dip, and if it ain't worth it, I come back.
I'm back.
For me, I just look at every situation Prime has been in, and it's always been it's not about the money. It's always been about the power of controlling the situation where he don't have to report to all these people. It's just one person, and so that's how my mind is triangulated to the situation. Is are you willing to give up power? Only person he reports to is Jerry Jones, and it ain't some middle person in between and this, that, third. Like that's how I look at the situation because every stop he's been, that's how he's created the situation, and that's why when he went to Colorado versus going to a Georgia Tech or Arkansas, having to report to the boosters and do all this extra stuff that that comes with it. That's the reason why he chose Colorado. So that's
So who does he report to in Colorado? Who does he report to in Colorado?
Just Rick George.
No,
I get you. Listen, I hear you, and what you're saying makes perfect sense in regards to the power struggle.
Think about it like this: when you look at a lot of these college coaches, a lot of them they ain't running their team. It's the boosters running their team, and Prime ain't with that. You know what I'm saying? A booster ain't finna tell him how to run his team, and that's what you don't want, right? And a lot of these college coaches are strapped into that, where the boosters are running their program, and the boosters tell them who they got to play instead of who should be playing, and it's costing them wins. And so that's why you look at Prime in that situation. It's like Prime is trying to X out a lot of people, and it's only one person you got to report to. And Rick George is the only person he has to report to at Colorado, and that's why.
I mean, this thing about in the NFL, who if he goes to the Cowboys, who's he going to report to?
He's got to report
Jerry Jones enough, ain't it?
That's it. Just Jerry Jones. Yeah, he's only going to report. It's going to be the same thing.
I'm gonna say this. Jerry Jones, you know, he ain't as loyal because Jimmy Johnson was his college teammate. You know what I'm saying? College teammate. And Bill Parcells, and both of them won 2 Super Bowls. Bill Parcells with the Giants, of course. And, they ain't get along at the end either. So, how much can he trust him? That's a question, too.
I mean, I get it. I hear that, right? Somebody just popped the D. It says device not connected. You got to connect your device. Somebody else was just in here. I heard it pop. So if y'all just in, more than welcome. It's pinned at the top. I'm not gonna be on here too much longer, but you're more than welcome. And I appreciate this panel for coming on, guys. Everybody being cool. Like I said, we all speaking hypothetical. We don't know. We don't know what the power structure. But here's what I will say. I will say this about Jerry Jones and time. I said this earlier. His ticker ain't ticking like it used to tick before. What you did 30 years ago, you may not be doing now because, Jerry up there now. Jerry looking a little different, if y'all understand me. I don't know. I don't know. And the reason I'm so weird about this, because I've seen crazier things happen in football. Stuff that you did not expect to happen happens. Stuff that you did expect to happen didn't happen. Like we've seen some crazy stuff, So, I mean, it's interesting. Hell, I'm here for it. I got my popcorn. I'm ready to ride. You understand what I'm saying, studio? Like, hell, it made great off-season talk, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, that's the entertainment business. So if they think Shedeur Sanders and Deion Sanders as the Cowboys can't miss TV, they'll make it happen now.
But here's my thing, though. I think that in a situation when you look at this, is his kid's ready to move on. You know what I'm saying? They it's not a good look to just keep playing under your dad. At some point, you gotta let it fly. You know what I'm saying? Let them spread their wings.
Agreed.
And I think a lot of people get caught up in when he say that, Prime saying that, the only way he's going to do it is he got to have his sons. Well, in a sense, do his sons still want to play underneath him, and spread their wings? And they, unbeknownst, they do. They want to spread their wings, because if Prime, just think about it, if Prime is the head coach in the NFL and he got it Shedeur, how can you trust Shedeur in the locker room?
No, listen, I get it. Let me ask you this then. Because Prime is so calculated, why do you think he threw that? I'm going to just call it bait, for lack of a better term. Why do you think he threw that bait out there in that interview? Because he even told the dude, he said, "Oh, you ready to go viral, ain't you?" Yeah. So why do you think he threw that bait out there? Just to make these moments so like people like you and I and everybody else have these conversations?
Man, just think what it's doing. You creating content. Yeah. He created money for everybody. It's business 101. That's how I looked at it.
So Rob, I got
Coach Prime is prime time. Prime time.
I mean,
so Rob, I got to ask you a question. What's the motivation for him to stay at Colorado?
National championship.
Power.
Yeah, power. I mean, at the end of the day, it's power, but also he gets to negotiate what he wants, and I think that's why
Right.
you haven't like this tactic of the Dallas Cowboy. That was just a business one-on-one tactic to get more money for your assistant coaches, to better the people that's underneath you and take care of them. If it's about the money, Prime already signs that contract and it's already done with it. It's more of a leverage. That's all it is.
That's fair. And that's fair. There's nothing wrong with that. Here's a question.
But I ain't hear motivation though.
No. Well,
I mean,
no, go ahead, Cuban. Go ahead.
no, I'm saying I didn't hear the motivation. I heard the wants and the needs, but I didn't hear the motivations.
The motivation for him to stay in Colorado is just to prove people wrong that he can win without his sons. That's the motivation piece behind it.
Bro,
whether you beg the different wrong, right? I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna watch it. At the end of the day, he gonna win or lose. Whether you feel some type of way.
Same thing in the NFL.
I mean, I'd watch
same thing in the
NFL way before Prime and CU.
Yeah, it'll be the same thing in the NFL in the bigger picture.
Floyd Mayweather, hate me or love me, you're gonna pay to watch me.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, here's my question, Rob. Is Colorado Deion Sanders' last stop, in your opinion? Not holding you to it, just asking.
No, I don't think so. I've always been on record that said I don't think Colorado's going to be his last stop. He's going to go somewhere else. But I think he's on a journey that he's going to probably be at Colorado probably 2 to 3 more years. And my end goal is I think he's just trying to get there to bridge the gap to get Jordan Seaton out of there, because that was the biggest after Travis. And once Jordan Seaton, because Jordan Seaton and Juju be about ready to go to the draft around the same time, and that'll be his ending to Colorado. That's how I look at it.
Ooh, that's difficult because he's going to probably recruit a top recruit next year, and he's going to owe that commitment as well. So this is a never-ending cycle. Because what if he gets a top receiver, running back, and quarterback next year? Right? He's going to want to stay around for them as well, right?
I don't think so. I think Jordan Seaton is that last one, but Juju, because he already committed to his dad, I think that's what's gonna keep him there. But even if he was to bring in another Foster, I don't think it's gonna be the same after that. I just don't.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think the rankings mean anything. I mean, Carmani bounced. I mean, that was a sign of that he was on ESPN.
Yeah, that's a whole different other situation. Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole different situation, but at the same time, he recruited him, and that was the goal. But the goal, man, don't always go the way you plan it out.
What I'm saying,
all I know about this game is we about to get out of here in a little bit, but somebody gonna be disappointed at some point. The same way some kids at Jackson State was told to come on and and they left, right? And that's just part of the game. This is not a Deion Sanders problem. This is a professional problem. It happens at every school. Like I said, when Mario Cristobal was at Oregon and they asked him the question about going to Miami, there were recruits upstairs being recruited by him to Oregon. And he knew in his heart, I'm just waiting for the ink to dry because I'm ready to sign. So that's just part of the
I said the biggest difference, though, like you'll know, is because when Prime was getting ready to leave Jackson, he didn't want to recruit nobody to come to Jackson. He didn't sign no coaches to come to Jackson. And so with him, we're still recruiting kids to Colorado. They kind of gave you the sign that he was staying. When he slows down in recruiting, that's when you should keep your eyes wondering what's going on. Because if you look at that last year, Jackson, he wasn't recruiting. Nobody committed to Jackson. Nor did no coaches come there. And Prime upgrades his staff each and every year to bring somebody on, and that's something that didn't happen. His last
Jackson,
year.
like I said, that's apples and oranges. Jackson State was apples and oranges.
No. I was just talking about the process, because didn't he come to Colorado in December?
Yeah, he was still in the season.
Right,
he was, but
that was for the Celebration Bowl. That was for the Celebration Bowl.
Listen to what I'm saying. He didn't have nobody committed to Jackson State, meaning he knew he was leaving. And signing day was in December. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
He didn't he had already was telling recruits that he wasn't gonna be there. It doesn't matter where he was going. And so when you had this cycle and kids signed, that's when you knew that he wasn't going anywhere. That's what I'm saying.
But what about the NFL job didn't become open till yesterday? Like
He not
I
going.
think it's
nowhere.
all about staying relevant. Just riding the primetime wave. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what that, because I think the Vegas job was more intriguing than anybody. The Vegas job, we've seen how closely that closed up. So
And that's
I mean,
still open. Now, that's
yeah.
still open. We ain't talked about that tonight. I know Dallas is the feature, but and again, I don't know these organizations, the inner workings well enough to have a real opinion in regards to that. But I mean, hey man,
it's that Dallas job, man. It gets talked about every day on ESPN, Fox, everywhere, right? This is Dallas, man. This is a different level. This is if you have that. Go ahead.
My bad. I'm about to say, does anybody think that this is like a major leverage thing? Because if he wasn't trying to leave, why not just shut it down?
It was just leverage about his contract for his assistant coaches.
Right.
I
agree.
That's what that was about. Because just think about it. If the head coach from Notre Dame leaves and go to the NFL and go to the Bears, I'm just hypothetical. Guess who first name is gonna be brought up? Prime to Notre Dame.
Right.
Nah, I see that. No, that ain't happening.
Last year, Texas A&M last year.
Yeah.
Nah, Notre Dame's a whole
hold on. But that
Notre Dame's a whole
didn't
different
gain.
beast.
That was just Stephen A. Smith. That didn't gain no other public traction for real.
It doesn't matter. Stephen A. Smith just doesn't want Prime in Colorado. He wants
he
because he's looking out for his check. That's what that's about.
Yeah, but Prime and Notre Dame, that will never.
Because I think Stephen A. sees it like I sees it, man. Y'all, I think Stephen A. sees it like there's a ceiling there. I just think there's a ceiling. I look at certain jobs when I look around college. Do you have the one-offs and do you have the anomalies? Yes. You have the TCU that did what they did. Whatever. Now you got a 12-team playoff, so you might have a little more in than before. But I think there are jobs that you are what you are. You're going to be what you're going to be. You're going to have a great season. It's kind of like maybe that's wrong, but Boise could win all the games and nobody's going to respect it, right?
Yeah.
Syracuse did a great job this year, but Syracuse is what they are. It's just my opinion. Syracuse is what they are. It's hard recruiting, north part of New York. Talent is not readily available. It's just certain jobs don't have the same cachet as other jobs do. It's just, Vanderbilt is going to be Vanderbilt. Yeah, they upset some people this year, but they still were 6-6, dog. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they ruined some people's season, but they just made the bowl game.
The good thing about Prime getting this is like a black man is getting all this, notoriety, and he's being considered for these jobs. So this is, I know Colorado fans might think this is a negative thing. I think this is an amazing, powerful, good thing, man, because not that many black coaches get this opportunity, and everybody has Prime. Everybody's talking about Prime and getting these jobs. So this is only just going to improve, for black coaches. So I think this is a powerful, good thing.
Let me say, that's always been my point. You got to understand, Stephen A. Smith, Michael Irvin, and Shannon Sharp, they all good, great friends with Coach Prime. And maybe they need some, headlines and topics to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Coach, I know you're staying at Colorado, but let's drag this out a little bit. Irrelevant, every job comes up, and he probably with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's all about Prime and Prime Time. Coach Prime Time would be relevant. I really do believe that.
Well, I'm calling you now, mark this down. Put it on your calendar. Marcus Freeman to the Bears, Coach Prime to Notre Dame to play for football Jesus. Can't get
I promise you, soon as that happens.
I told you. Exactly. That's exactly
you can't get a better match than it. Coach Prime get to see football Jesus over the stadium. They play with the gold dome. Come on, dog. And guess what? On the back of everything, he's gonna say, "Lord Jesus." You can't get better than that, Rob. Come on, Rob.
Hey, no matter what job opening comes, if it's a high powered job that they feel like better than Colorado, Prime ain't gonna be in it. It's just what it
right, exactly.
I could just imagine right now, Prime coming out of the tunnel at Dallas Stadium, and they showing his highlights, and then he go over to his son's highlights, and it's hand me my theme music, and then some start playing. Oh man, I'm turned up. I'm a Dallas fan now. If that happened, oh man, I'm already on it.
Hey,
I'll
he got
say this,
Prime.
though.
He got the documentary on Prime TV.
Bro,
Got it.
Oh my God.
Houston, Texas may have to leave Texas, dog.
Bro,
That
that
might
is
have to be the only, that might have to be the only team in the state of Texas. They might have to
the state ain't big enough for the both of us.
You ain't gonna bet to the Cowboys fans nothing, boy. Prime go there. I ain't gonna hold
I
you.
got a question for Colorado fans. If Prime go to like Dallas or Notre Dame, hypothetically, are y'all still a Colorado fan? Or
Hell no. Hell
You
no.
already know the answer to that.
I still one. I live in Colorado. So
Yeah, I know you do, Rob.
I was there
I know
before Prime
you
was
do.
there, so that
Not me.
doesn't change anything. Yeah.
Can I show y'all something? You see that right up there? It's a prime time talk. You know what I'm saying? Nothing about Colorado. I'm gonna change the colors to blue and gray. I told y'all that before. I ain't a businessman. I'm a business man.
Hey, Coach Hayes, did you say you gonna go to UCL? UCL, Southern Florida?
Yeah. No. That was if Miami would have lost to Duke, I'd have been a UCF fan. Yeah.
Well, Miami did lose Duke in college football 25. I got the film. Coach Hayes.
This guy right here.
He ain't gonna let you forget that, boy.
Oh no, because he talked too much trash to me.
For as much as people don't like Prime, man, Prime has created a way to allow a lot of Black African American coaches in college football former NFL coaches.
Narrative of a lot of people don't like Prime. I think y'all a little overboard with that.
Come on, bro. You can just type in Prime.
He gets more love, way more love than hate.
Yes.
Exactly. I don't think he's getting that much different than any other Black coach.
What it is, he's brought a new wave of fan here, right?
Correct.
Like you say, they call them the CU aunties and the people that say, I didn't watch college football. So there's a new category of fan that, trust me, if you go to any YouTube page that follows any team, there's love and hate on both sides, right? When we do Miami shows, Florida and Florida State fans come over there to troll us. When they do their shows, we go over there to troll them. It's sports, dog. It's sports.
What would you name that category, Coach?
You trying to get me, but it's 2025 and I'm not doing it. No, but here's what I say. Here's what I would say. What I realized and I had to stop doing was try to give people reasoning to say certain, like when I was saying certain things. And I thought that I could like say, hey guys, here's the light. But I realized I can't do that. And I stopped fighting it because I was trying to say, hey, because believe this or not, what they wanted to call hate was concern. Believe this or not. When I said, hey guys, temper your expectation. I'm doing it right now, stupidly with Miami. We got a new DC, and 99.9% of the people, when they said Miami hires Corey Heatherman, 99.9% of the people said, who? And the second thing they did was went to Google because they ain't never heard of this dude. And a large percent of our content creators came on. Man, I love this hire. He's aggressive. He's this. And I could probably go and play his introductory speech, play Lance Guidry's introductory speech, and they sound exactly the same. We're going to play fast. We're going to play physical. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to be a multiple front. We're going to do this. All of them say the same. It's a coaching cliche handbook. But this fan base is already head over heels about the guy from Minnesota. And I'm saying, hey, guys, calmate, tranquilo, take it easy. We don't know yet. He was at Minnesota for 1 year. Yeah. But I'm not doing that this year. I learned my lesson. I got my A-whip from the Colorado Colt member, and I'm done with it. Colorado going 12-0 this year.
Bro, stop that. And I'm,
Shit, me.
and I'm telling you that I covered this stuff.
Not me. I'm just telling you what I was trying to do for Prime, or what my whole thing was to tell these people when, oh, we going 12-0. I said, I seen this movie. It was just an orange and green, right? Easy. And then when they went 8-4 and had the 6-game slide, oh, you a hater. You happy he lost. No, I'm telling you, because football typically moves this way. It's tough. It don't work this way. Now that he did, oh, well, you said 6-6. Yeah, I did. And they won 9 games. Excellent. I ain't tripping. Like, whatever. And okay. Yeah. Think about it. I better do $50 a game. And if I said 6-6, what benefit? How does it benefit me to go 6? How does it benefit me to say 6-6 and I bet $50 a game? Wouldn't I break even at the end of the season?
Yeah.
Yes.
I did it for the shits and giggles. All right, I'll give you $50 a week. You give me $50 this week. I give you 50-50. You give me 50-50. And at the end of the day, hey, we made a bet and we brought. That's how I looked at it. But anyway, I'm not doing it this year. Damn it, we going 12-0.
He said the same thing about Miami, so I could report it.
Oh man.
Oh hell no.
I said we done won 2 games more every year. Steady incline. We just had to fix our defense. We patched that up.
What about the quarterback?
That man coach on the Shiano tree, man. I have full confidence in him. You feel
what
me?
About the quarterback?
Yeah. Carson Beck, he was elite the year before. Last year, he ain't had the receiver drop the ball on him. I watched Kobe Young regress over there because I was rooting for him. And I said, damn, Kobe Young, what happened? You regret.
What you got to replace him?
Huh? Oh, we have some nice young talent, and we're gonna be tight end, run heavy, power option, power spread.
See,
Rob, hold on, Rob. We're not all the same fans, Rob. I just want you to understand that we're not all the same fans. Studio's a little bit crazy.
It's almost the same identical rebuild as Butch Davis.
It's past his bedtime. Rob, you gotta understand. It's past Studio's bedtime. We're not all the same fan. We don't all agree the same thing. So just understand that's not all Kingsman. That's just Studio.
Rob, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. You heard what he just said? He gave you everything about what we're gonna do next year offensively. That's the same exact thing. Remember the chef? Oh, we got Pat Shurmur. We're gonna run double tights. I'm telling you, that's when you start saying, how do y'all come up with this? And guess what? Pat Shurmur ain't run damn double tights and ran the ball more and did all that good stuff. And guess what?
Actually, we did go double tight. We did go double tight, but I tied in towards ACL. And after that, you ain't see that. You ain't see it no more after that.
Shannon Dolphins' offense is about to produce back-to-back first-round draft quarterbacks.
Well, I'll say this on the Colorado end. Colorado's going to struggle in some areas. What we're hoping is that the trench play is better. Out the gate, we gotta play Georgia Tech out the gate. So we're gonna find out what this team really gonna be about right out the gate, because you're gonna have to play against a physical team. Quarterback play, I think it's gonna be solid this year, but it's gonna come down to the trenches. Can we run the ball? Can we stop the ball? And can we stop the run at the end of the day? And if we can't do nothing, we can't do those two, it's gonna be a long season.
So here's what I'll say. I'll say this real quick. So, like I said, I call them cult members because it was just CU, whatever. Yeah. But we have a thing called Kane Crazies, right? It's the same thing. Just
change the name. Yeah,
it's just the same thing. Kane Crazies. But we have them too. But people don't see that new category of people I was talking about. That when Coach Prime got there, or they start following him because they only watched his reality show. Like they watched the reality show when his kids were little, and they were fans of him. So then now they start watching football, and they thought they knew everything because he's a great family man. But football don't care that you're a great husband and a great dad. Like football doesn't care. It's still certain things have to happen, but you couldn't tell them anything. So that's that category you were fighting. And I'm no longer fighting. I've been beaten to submission. And 12-0, Big 12 champion. That's where we are right now.
Coach, I'm with you when you're right. And the natty.
I'm sorry, I forgot to say that.
Come on,
And then
come on now. Nah.
Nope.
Hey, we gotta get to the Big 12 championship first. And
when a dude tell me that the only thing Coach Prime did wrong was put the wrong shoe on, I'm done. Hell no. When a dude tell me he shouldn't have got on the plane, that's the only thing he did. No, I'm beat to submission, bro, and I got beat for that. No, 12-0, conference champion, natty.
Hey, really flawed. It's your fault. It's your fault, really flawed.
Guess what? She said, ever since you had these blank walls, you've been tripping. Guess what? My brain blank. That's how I'm thinking. I'm ready. They said it a drug Coach Hayes. Nope. They ain't drugged me. They beat me. And guess what? All I can say is go Buffs or Sko Buffs.
Sko.
Until it's Go Cowboys.
Gotta go.
You're right.
Hey,
Cowboy fans.
one thing I'm gonna tell you, man, Colorado, they gonna give you some headlines to talk about, just like the Cowboys. There's gonna be another story come out.
I don't think it's Colorado. I think it's Prime. Because nobody was talking about Colorado before Prime, so let's relax there. It's Coach Prime.
Bro, I even got beat up for calling him Deion Sanders. Like, you know, eventually, like when people change their name, like you got to get accustomed to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, it was tough out here for your boy. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Guess what? What makes you think? Hey, hold on. What makes you think that you can break me? You didn't make me. you can't break me.
Hey, Coach Hayes, them fans were still looking for you at the UCF game, man. They were trying to pull up on you.
Boy, I ain't gonna lie. If they would have came to the hospital, they would have found me, dog. But I damn sure was trying to get, man, I was out of there. My dog 12 was there, but that was a bad week, boy. But I hate that I missed that game, too. I really do, man. I hate that I missed it, but yeah. Wow. But anyway, like I say, I'm here for it, man. It's good times. It's all fun. And you know, man, it is what it is, bro. But I'm about to get up out of here.
On a serious note, man, when y'all talk about Miami, what do y'all see the improvements for next year? Like, what do y'all want for y'all biggest improvements as far as transfer portal, things like that for next year?
What do we want, or what do we see so far?
Well, both in a sense.
I think our DB play has to be better. Our defense in general, like you said, our communication has to be better. And back to kind of what I was saying about our defensive coordinator. I don't know. He has a little bit more cachet than Robert Livingston. Like when I remember I made that whole thing about Robert Livingston saying, hey guys, this guy is the most important hire to Colorado. I did a video and I titled that. Robert Livingston is the most important hire because you don't know, right? Yeah, do you understand football? Sure, but we're talking about as a play caller, right? And now that he set a baseline for himself, now you have something to base it on. This gentleman at the P4 level has been a coordinator for 1 year under Minnesota. I don't know if he's going to be good or bad. I don't know. I don't have enough data to say he's going to be great. I don't listen to them press conferences. If I took my ass up there at a press conference, you know what I'm going to say, Rob? Guess what? How you doing, Coach Hayes? Defense, we're going to play fast. We're going to be physical. We're going to get to the ball. We're going to tackle. We're going to force turnovers. Our defense is going to be simple so the guys can play fast. You understand? We get in at least 5 people to the ball. We're trying to hurt you at the point of attack. We're going to blitz. We're going to be multiple fronts. I'm going to say the same thing they said because it sounds good. What I'm going to go in there and say, well, I looked at the film and our D-line is a little undersized, and so we got to work on that. And our DBs, they were trash. So, we got to see if I can. Matter of fact, Coach Cristobal, can you give me extra $2 million for the NIL because we got to get a little better DB? No, it doesn't work that way. So I don't get into that, the coach speak. You got to give me your baseline.
Yeah, I mean, I was the same way with Robert Livingston when he came in last year, and I was telling people, man, just you don't know where he's gonna run, you don't know what you're gonna see. He's coming from the Bengals, but they don't really tell you nothing because based upon the brands that he came from, you ain't never seen him be a coordinator. So I feel you on that.
He was under three different coaches, 4 different coaches. So he may have liked the last defensive coordinator's playbook better than he liked the second one or the first one, or he likes the first one better, or he may take all 3 parts and create his own. Who knows? That was my whole thing about Robert Lindbergh. Who knows? And now that he set a baseline, now the standard is set. That's how I look at it.
Well, for me, Rob, same thing that goes to Colorado. If you don't have a dominant D line and O line, I don't care who the coach is. It doesn't matter, right? So if we don't improve that D line, right, it doesn't really matter. Right now, we got 1 player in Bain. The rest, I don't know of, right? Everybody's hyping up Mesidor because he's coming back, and I'm like, I don't know, right? And if you have question mark in those 2 positions, it doesn't matter who your offensive or defensive coordinator is. So just like you said with Colorado, if you're a D-line and O-line are not on point, it doesn't matter. So that's what it really comes down to.
That's it. You gotta have players, dog. Gotta have players.
That's why I'm big on the player acquisition, and Prime need to get them damn players.
Gotta have players, dog. I don't care what nobody says. Yeah, it's coaching is a piece of it. But bro, how many times have we seen a player do something that you can't coach, bro? We literally saw Travis Hunt. Bro, who was the receiver coach y'all had at what you call it?
In Colorado?
Yeah, who was the receiver coach?
Jason Phillips.
Jason Phillips. That's right. What drill? Let me ask you the drill. What drill do they have for Travis Hunter when he wrapped his arms around the Baylor dude, the cat? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's player. You get what I'm saying?
Given ability, yeah.
And without that catch, that game is probably lost. That's where players come involved, right? Like, to contort your body, to reach around, and come on, bro. And that, I remember Bobby Bowden talked about that with Peter Ward. He's like, bro, I don't have no drills for the stuff he does. Give him the ball, let him do what he does. We don't have no drill for that. There's no drill for what Marshawn Lynch did when he stiff-armed all those dudes, broke that thing, and then dove in the end zone backwards. There's no drill for that. There's no drill for what Saquon Barkley jumped over a dude backwards. No drill for that, bro. I would love to see that drill in practice at the Eagles facility. All right, guys, today we're doing 10 minutes of backwards leap drill. All right, ready? Break.
Yeah.
So, anyway, man, Rob, don't be a stranger, man. Let the people know where they can find you, man. I know all you guys got shows, man. So y'all plug y'all stuff. We gonna get up out here, man.
Yo, it's Rob the Man Media. Y'all can catch me at Rob the Man Media. Simple, just type it in, Rob the Man Media. It'll pop up.
Baby.
I actually been out for this whole entire month. This is my first show I've been on. I've been sick for half a month. Man. I'm finally back healthy though. Yeah, man, you catch me at Rob the Man Media. Appreciate you as always, Coach Hayes, man. I got to bring you on, man, one time, man.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
We can get some things rocking. Really flawed. Come pop up. We got to talk, but definitely appreciate you.
Anytime, man. And I know Studio One and Cuban Kane, y'all got a thing going on. I want to know who right. Talk to us.
Studio? It's really studio, so I just help out. I'm just here to help out.
Beat it up and talk up.
I'm not a host. That's studio. Studio's a host. I'm a co-host. I just help out there. Studio?
He'll making peanut butter jelly.
No, I'm listening to him. As you see, he's the wrong guy. I'm the right guy. Yeah, man, y'all go check us out. You can just type in "Hey Rue the Guru." I'm right, you're wrong. Y'all can join the panel. We debate religion, politics, science, math, history.
Okay, outside of football. All right, I love it.
Well, Coach, it's one thing. You and I don't agree that much. It's just I'm right majority, like 99.9% of the time, and you're wrong all the time. So that's not the case. I'm just majority.
So, Rob,
right.
Rob, I want to explain this to you right quick. See, this is what I deal with on the other side, Rob. So remember how Studio had the outlandish takes for the Canes, and then you got it. And then what does Cuban say? Hey, he don't speak for all of us. But then on the flip side, look at the crazy talk he's talking now. This is what I'm saying. Miami Hurricane people come from you from all different ways. It ain't just, you know what I'm saying? They crazy, dog. That's why they call Kane crazies, because you don't know what a crazy person gonna do. Are they gonna, come out of bag on you? Are they gonna come from the left? Are they gonna be normal today? You don't know. Like Cuban Kane, today he changed his name to no, coach, it's elite. So now today he changed it. Now everybody got to call him Elite Cuban Kane, but yesterday he was just Cuban Kane. They messed up, Rob. Y'all don't understand my pain over here, dog.
Rob, I got a quick question for you, Rob. 2 plus 2.
Watch this craziness.
When you add two to a number, it goes up by 2 points, right? So if you go from 5 to 7, that's adding two numbers, right? Same thing if you add 7 plus 2 points equals 9, right? So how do you go from 7 to 10, 10 to 8 wins? And you created your own, standard. It's called the Coach Hayes standard. The Coach Hayes standard means every year we're going to win 2 games or better, right? Now Coach Hayes this year wants to go from 10-2 to 8-4. Could you explain that math to me, Rodman Media?
I mean, he a lot to play with, moving pieces. You bring in a new defensive coordinator that plays a part. You bring in new players, quarterback. So I can see why he went from off 10 wins to 8 wins next season, because he's looking at the moving pieces into the equation. It's just that simple.
Now thank you for that.
Hold on. You had a Coach Hayes standard.
Let me put you over here and put you in charge. How about that? Put you in that box.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. But see, this is the thing.
This is what we go through, Rob.
Rob, he got on every Canes fan last year. There should be a new standard. Hey, Coach, why you moving me, man? Put me back on prime time. Right? Coach Hayes said we had a standard. He lectured us. He got on us. Coach Hayes and Shad pretty much drilled us. Hey, there's a new standard at University of Miami. 10 plus wins. Now, all of a sudden, Coach Hayes wants to go back and now we're going to win 8 games last year. See, Coach Hayes doesn't even believe the stuff that he says out of his own mouth. He became crazy.
Okay, can I just say this?
When you look at the way the defense ended at the end of the year, would you have a different opinion going into next year?
I'm following the Coach Hayes standard. That's all I know. Coach Hayes is a teacher. I went to his classroom. He taught me this Coach Hayes standards. Now it's not a Coach Hayes standard change. I don't understand this, teacher.
Because you're not comprehending. I'll just say this and I'm getting off of here. I said 2 hours. I said 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'm at 2:30, which is cool. Fine. Enjoyed it. Great conversation. A standard is not always the reality, Cuban. Are you taking notes? I need you to take copious notes.
I'm taking notes. 2 hours, 30 minute march.
Hey, just like Rob from Texas. Right? Rob from Texas. Take copious notes, my brother. This is your standard. That doesn't always mean you're going to meet it, but the standard still remains the same. Maybe you're not. See, the standard for Miami the past 20 years has always moved, but the standard is the standard. You understand? The standard is the standard. Due to whatever you may have, realistically speaking, you're not going to meet that standard sometimes. And I understand that. That's your goal. That's what you're trying to strive for and achieve. Right? Huh?
Got it. Carry the one or just, or we multiply.
Listen, y equals mx plus b. All right. And you can find the y-intercept, right? That's the second, the plus the b. B is the intercept. I need you to find that. Take that, go down, make a left. You understand? When you get to the left, right there, on Jabroni Drive, take another left on I Don't Give a Damn Avenue and shove it right up your candy. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I was watching the WWF. But anyway, these are the things I'm talking about, Rob. See what I deal with, bro? They off. Rob, can you help me, Rob?
I'm here, man.
Y'all don't know my pain, Rob. You ever seen that dude that come out the house and he smile all the time, but when he go in the house, he hurting inside, dog, because he hated inside.
Hey, Coach
That's
Hayes,
me, dog.
I feel your pain, man.
You gotta deal with people like Cuban, man.
I got to go through it with the CU fans, so I understand.
Hey man, we got a bad professor. Our professor don't teach us that well, man. Our professor, just reneging stuff, man. He tells us one thing one day, then a different thing the next day. I can't keep up.
I just explained it to you. See, he doesn't understand.
I can't keep up, man.
Did I not clearly just explain what a standard was?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna start. When I have free time, I'm going to go back to the videos you had, last spring, and I'm gonna play them back for you.
Everybody, can I tell you this? Since 2020, 4 years ago, everybody's talking about they got receipts on me, and nobody has ever pulled one. I got 1,200 videos. Go find whatever. I don't know everything I said exactly. Can't do that, but I know me and I know how I speak. Please go pull a video. Please. I hope you go find one. Nobody has pulled a receipt yet.
I got you. That's what I am perfecting. So I'm gonna catch you, coach. Don't worry about it.
And you're the clear problem, Cuban.
No. You're the problem, coach.
You're not see, you're not meeting the standard. And sometimes when you don't meet the standard, you gotta cut them off. And you know what? Right here, Cuban. See these scissors? Cutting you off, bud. You're out of here. You're cutting you off. Can't take it anymore. With all that being said, I love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all go hit the like, share, subscribe button. Go check out Trevor from InterstateSportsGifts.com, man, for all your sports memorabilia needs. He got everything from t-shirts, jerseys, helmets, cup holders. He even got trash cans with you can put Cuban in the trash can. He got a George Foreman grill with Cuban cane on it. Anyway, I'm just
talk
talking
that trash. Talk that trash. Keep talking that trash. It's okay.
Just
your day's coming, coach. Just like I did to you in college football. Beat you 53-2.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even play games like that. See,
you lying. You lying because there's a whole summer thing of you playing video games. You're getting beat up by a street. This is how Coach Hayes is straight lie.
This is what I'm trying to see. I wasn't playing. I had the controller in my hand. My cousin was over there playing. My controller wasn't even connected. This is what I'm trying to
so you one of those special kids. You like my little brother when I'm playing, I disconnect the controller on purpose, and you think that you're actually winning, right?
Yeah, I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud when it comes to the video game. I have no idea what I'm
doing. That's all I had to hear. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. We out of here, man. Peace, love, and hair grease, man. Y'all have fun. Thank y'all so much, man. Huru the Guru, aka Studio One Live with the International Soccer Picks. Cuban Kane in the building, and Rod the Man Media. I got a question, Rod, because I noticed I'm the only one still doing this. Rod.
Yeah, I'm here.
You don't say baby. I'm the only one still saying baby. Remember when you first came, you were like Rod the Media Man, baby. You don't even do that no more. So what happened? It fell off?
I do it every now and then. It's based on the field.
I thought you like Wayne. Like he ain't Lil Wayne no more. He just Wayne. Weezy F Baby. All right.
I do it.
Okay. I'm the TZ man. All right, guys. We out here. Peace.